Hi everyone, I'm back. Hi everyone, hope you're doing fine. Welcome to my live stream. You're really welcome. Those who will be coming, kindly give a host a thumbs up. Kindly give me a thumbs up. And um, in today's live stream, we've got a guest. Okay, so our guest is coming from Turkey. So we're just waiting for our guest to join. Yes, you're just waiting for our guest to join us. So we'll be asking him some questions. He's just going to tell us what we are supposed to to do if you are applying for school in Turkey. Okay, so just keep on watching. Let's just wait for him to come in and kindly share this live stream to your friends. Kindly share this live stream to your friends so that if you have community, kindly share it. Yes, kindly share it. It's not yet in. Kindly share it. So we're just waiting for our guest to come. Waiting for our guest to come. Yeah. We are just waiting for our guest to come. So those are coming, kindly do the good stuff. Thumbs up for the host. Kindly comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the host, okay? Because today it will be a very wonderful day. In fact, a wonderful night because where I am right now it's a night. But I know people from USA, from other countries, it's maybe somewhere 16. Yeah, still in the noon. So we're just waiting for our guest. So kindly. Uh, hi. Hi. Chisupa. Your mic is off. Why?
Okay. Am I audible now?
Can
Am
you
I
hear
audible?
me?
Yes, I can.
Hi.
Good evening. Are you able to get me?
Yeah, I'm able to get me, but I don't know if it's your network which is bad or my network.
I
But I
think
guess
it's
it's
here.
yours.
I think it's here.
Guess it's your
Because
network.
mm,
Yeah,
my net.
so we are. Good
Is it still
evening.
true? Yeah. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. And how are you doing yourself?
If we are just fine here. Um,
Okay. What time is it that side? Are we having the same time?
I don't know. Here it's 23. 23,
It's
23.
20 what?
11 p.m. 23 hours.
Or 11. So we are like, we are, us in Zambia, we are 1 hour behind. Like us, no, we are in the same, no. 23.
Mm-hmm.
We are 1 hour behind.
You are now behind. So I knew what you meant when 1 hour.
What's wrong with the network that side?
Okay, just a moment. Let me switch to network your data, your hotspot.
Yeah, try to
Oh,
use data. So those are joining. Thank you for joining us. Kindly give us a thumbs up because today we are going to discuss something very, very important. So those who want
mm-hmm.
to apply for school, like if you want to apply for school in a foreign country, we have our special guest, which I'm about to introduce right now. So we're just waiting for him to connect properly because his network is not okay. Okay. So kindly give me a thumbs up. Kindly invite your friends, those who are willing, like those who want to go study abroad. This is a chance. Like it's going to show us the steps which you're going to take and some advice.
Mm.
So we're
I
just
don't know.
waiting for him to connect.
How is it now? How is it now?
At least I can hear you, but you're still something
I'm
else.
low.
But anyway,
Okay, let
huh?
me. How is it now? Am I that audible? Nimveka.
The what?
Sound as in Nimveka.
Hi, everyone is joining. Kindly give us a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. Maybe something like that.
I think
Mm.
now it's better. I didn't. We won't be able to see your face, but at least we'll be getting the information. We all want the information.
No, my face is just maybe it's just my camera here, but
The
yeah,
what?
the only key thing is whether what I'm saying you are able to hear what I'm saying or not. In fact, in a video it doesn't matter. Ngavali tablet camera. If mm,
Do you have headsets? Maybe use headsets.
unfortunately I don't have my headsets. Yaku,
Okay, I can hear you. I think now I can hear you clearly.
it, it has improved, ka? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Zane is saying hi, Florence. Hey, Zane, how are you doing? Kindly give the host a thumbs up. So today we have our special guest. So drum rolling, ding, ding, ding. You're going to introduce yourself. You're welcome to our channel.
Thank you, thank you. Is there anything that people
Uh,
would want to know about me apart from the name that is appearing there? Maybe if there's such a thing like full name, my full name is for the sake of the viewers, right? My full name is Conrad Michelo Chisumpa. Okay, Conrad Michelo Chisumpa. I am here.
our guest name is Conrad Michelo Chisopa. I like calling you Chisopa
Chisumpa,
most of the
yeah, so
time. But I fail to pronounce these other names.
actually it's supposed to be Michelo. You know, if you know a bit of talk, you understand what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
mhm, it's supposed to be Niger, but because of where I grew up from the eastern province, where they just say Michelo, 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 and it ends there. You know, they don't. They don't know Tonga pronunciation. Then again, when it comes to the Conrad word, basically the Conrad name is basically a school type of a thing. It's mostly common kuli vandu people who go to school, like my classmates and everyone and so on and so forth. Those are the people who call me Conrad. But at home, I am Mijero, you know.
Okay.
So I right now I'm based in
So in sake
Eskişehir.
of for the sake of our viewers, they want to know where you are. Where are you?
Right now I'm based in the city of Eskişehir here in Turkey. Um,
We have a
you must
problem
be
with
familiar with
network. Huh?
you must be familiar with Istanbul. Then Eskişehir is somewhere like between Istanbul and Ankara. Ankara, of course, their capital city, and it's just in between. So you are like 6 hours drive away from Istanbul and 3 hours away from Ankara. We are just in between us. So this Eskişehir city is basically it has like three universities, and I am at one of them. I am doing actually a bachelor's degree in what's this in computer engineering. I am in
Okay,
my
that's good. Nice. Yeah.
I am in my third year. So
Okay.
I came here in 2018 October.
Wow.
Um,
So you've been there for how long?
I've been here for 3 years plus plus. This is my fourth year now here. Then there will be another year for the final year. I'll come to that while I'll be explaining what we'll be
Okay.
discussing in the course of the discussion. Then
So, like, I think most of our viewers would love to ask, how is the process? Like, how do you apply? What's needed for you to come to take it?
first things first, first
Yes.
things first, an applicant, you know that you are applying for these things, you want to go and study abroad, maybe
Yes.
Zambian universities, you don't see them like these guys. I don't. Those guys they can't give me the kind of a paper that the weight of the paper that I want, the weight of my bachelor's degree. I want a bachelor's degree, for example, that can be recognized anywhere in the world without any problems. Yeah, there are various reasons. Apart from that, you may say, I don't want to be squatting,
Okay.
sharing the four of us. I don't want to be in trouble. Like I don't like being involved in riots. In riots that happen in universities and everything like that. Generally, maybe you don't like CBU, you don't like UNZA, and you don't like private universities either that are in Zambia. You see them, maybe they're expensive. You just want to go abroad, and you've just
Yes.
completed with 12. You want to go and study in India, in USA, in Turkey, everywhere. So now
China,
let's
China.
yes, in China, in Russia, inclusive. Now let's say you want to come to
Australia, UK.
first things first. When you want to come to Turkey, you've just completed your school. Push around to get yourself a passport, you know. And also there are also procedures of acquiring a passport. Um, you example, you if you live in Chipata, you know where the passport office is, like is opposite that engine filling station. When you
Yes,
look
I know it. I know it
as,
is.
as if you are going
Oh,
towards
just wait. Speak in general, like just tell them where the post office, because not everyone is from Zambia who watches me. So mostly I get support from other countries.
Mm, okay, like I don't know about from other countries, but
Just put it in general, like general,
um
because the requirements are the same. We are all coming from a foreign country, right?
yes, you are coming from a
Yes.
foreign, then you get a passport, you acquire yourself a passport. Power. Then yeah, if you're outside, okay, like yeah, basically, I don't know. You said your audience is more than just from Zambia, right? So I'll try
Okay,
to
you're
be.
talking through your experience. So we'll be saying this according based to your experience.
That's what I'm trying to do, actually. You know,
Okay,
that's what,
just okay, focus. You can
that's what
continue.
that's what I'm trying as much as possible to speak from experience. Yes.
Now,
So we'll be using the context of being in Zambia. So in Zambia,
now,
you want a, either a 32 or a 48 pages kind of a passport. You go to the passport office there, you get the forms, you fill them in. It doesn't matter when you are going to take them back. When you complete filling them in, of course, you write all the correct details about yourself. And if you are doing it on your own, there's a part where you there's a part for filling in a passport where they require you to put the names of countries where you want to travel to. Be very careful on that part. On that part, you are supposed to say all Commonwealth and foreign countries. Okay, basically,
now.
yes, you are supposed to say all Commonwealth and foreign countries. Once you put that, you can go anywhere in the world, including Antarctica, including North Korea, including Syria, Iraq, whatever, Canada, Sweden, South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, China, everywhere in the world.
Even
Even your
Germany, you can go.
yeah, everywhere, just everywhere. You just say all Commonwealth and foreign countries. Don't start listing countries that no, I want to go to Turkey, to India, to Botswana. You'll get
Okay,
it wrong. There's no space for that in the forms. You just say all Commonwealth and foreign countries and make sure that you put your correct details, NRC, date of birth, and everything. When you are done, you go back to the passport office. They will give you some, they will order you to go and pay to your nearest, preferable. They use Indo Zambia Bank most of the times. Yeah. So for the case of Inchpata, Indo Zambia Bank is just next to yeah to the to the office itself. You are done. You go back to take the papers with the bank receipt, of course. Then they will ask you to fill in some affidavits. Then they'll give you a small piece of paper that you hand in when collecting a passport. So basically, typically, when you are in Chipata, it typically takes 3 weeks. Yes. If you are getting a 32 pages passport, it's 320. You pay 320. 300 for the
okay,
passport, 20 kwacha for the forms. 48 pages, 520. If you want an express, basically you are supposed to be in Lusaka or the Copper Belt or Livingstone. Yes, you can an express can come out within 4 days. Once you have a passport, you get your passport within the required number of days, 21 days. When you are done with all the processes for getting passports, basically you are also supposed to ensure that all your papers are in place.
okay,
So yes, degrees, statements of results, certificates. Certificate yeah, may not be a necessity at the time of applying for a scholarship. You only have to
okay,
make sure that you have a certificate at the day when you are going to leave Zambia. Because some universities in Turkey, they will trouble you. They will refuse to register you until you bring a certificate. So you are supposed to have a certificate by the time you enter intake. If the certificate
That
is
certificate you're talking about, is it a birth certificate or maybe a school?
the school certificate, grade 12,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
All right.
You're supposed to have it, the school certificate, by the time you'll be going to university intake. Then Turkish scholarships usually come out in January. Yeah,
Okay.
these years they've got a fixed month they release them. They open applications. They open applications in January. They've been doing this for 3 consecutive years. During our
Okay.
time, during our time, they opened the applications in November. It was in a November, but the following years they've been doing it in January all the way up to mid-February. Yes. Um, this is to make sure that people are always prepared all the time.
Okay.
But during the time, we're usually caught unaware. You just hear from people, hey, there's a link here, there's online, hey, go and check in a newspaper, blah, 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 blah. But this time around, typically they even have a page, where a Facebook page. Um, I don't know. Let me try to write it here in the comments. Where do I don't know
Also,
how.
while you're writing, those who are watching, kindly give us a thumbs up. So, as you read from our title, it's saying how to apply
Okay,
to
my flight.
Turkey as a foreigner, but the correct, yes, you're applying for school. If you want to apply for school in Turkey, what's the process? That's what we're talking about right now. So, you guys, if you have any questions, you can write them down so that we can be reading them through and you will be answering your questions. Okay.
Mhm. Let me try Facebook.
So thank you for coming. You can share our live stream to your friends so that you come as many as you can, so that you hear the process. Because I know a lot of people want to go out, they would love to go study outside the country due to different reasons.
Mhm. So when you get to access the name of their platform, Turkey Buzz Buslari Scholarships. So same username on Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and everything. Then when you go on their Facebook page, for example, that's why you can get to access their exact website and get more information about everything, So when um when the scholarships get up, they open scholarships in January typically. That's um that's when people usually apply. That's when they are open.
Sorry,
They are usually open for about 40 days, 40 days typically. For example, they open on 10th January, they would end on 20th February, and they are kind enough. Sometimes they do extensions when they see that people who are applying are overwhelming. They do extend some days, maybe 3 4 days. They do that. They are kind. They are very kind people. So when you are done applying, you wait for a while, maybe some.
before we go there, Michelle, I want to ask something. So, does the point matter, like what you got on your grade 12, or kindly tell us more about that one, like the result? You need to
Okay.
have 6 points, or maybe you can. They have the certain
Um,
level of results
okay.
they want.
Mm, I don't really know about that, but they do evaluate people, you know. That's why their process is kind of delayed sometimes. They do evaluate who is supposed to, who can be selected, who can be selected and who does what.
But I definitely need to have good results. Yeah,
So good grades are definitely
have
required.
the upper hand.
they know. I think they know what an 18 points is, and they know what a 6 points is for the context of Zambia. They know, and other countries as well. They understand. So when you apply, probably okay, applying, um, it's a bit of a hectic process when you are applying, but when you are really serious that you want to get this scholarship, just put in your effort and your commitment into it until you make sure that you have applied, everything is complete. So when you're applying, you finished entering all your information from your names, from your to your addresses, to your education background, work experience, if any, and other things, hobbies. They even ask about that. Languages, what languages are you able to speak? They even ask about that. When you are finished, when you are done doing that, um, they there is a part where you are required to choose which universities you want to go to. You are given a blank check of choosing 12 universities, okay, and
Okay.
programs. If you want, you can choose 12 programs and 12 universities. If you want, you can choose 12 universities with one course, 12 universities with three courses, and things like that, you know. So
Okay.
they'll use those 12 universities. That's where they are going to apply for you on your behalf. Those universities you have chosen, they are going to use those universities, and they have various programs. If you've chosen agriculture science, for example, bachelor's in agriculture science and whatever, they are going to apply bachelor's in agriculture science. They are going to apply on your behalf to all the 12 universities that you chose. Whichever university that is going to accept you first in the order from top to bottom, whichever university that is going to accept you first, that's where you will be, yeah, that's where your acceptance letter will come from. That's where
So,
you
Michelle, let me just give some shout out to the viewers. So we have CD's Life in Africa. Hey, host. Hello, CD's Live in Africa. How are you doing? Where you watching me from? Kindly give us a thumbs up. Okay, give the host a thumbs up, and I'm very grateful that you're here. If you have community, kindly share us out so that this information should reach many people. So, like what we're discussing, if you want to apply for school in Turkey, he's a student in Turkey, so he's trying to explain to us how we can apply, how we can go about it. Okay. So thank you, everyone who's coming. I really appreciate. You can continue, Michelo.
so when um when you've been accepted, you've been given acceptance letters. However, they the updates they send updates through emails, right? From the process
Yes,
of
because
application,
the emails there.
after some time they are going to send you emails that you've been invited for interviews, blah 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 blah. The interview
Okay.
people, candidates for interviews are selected from all the applicants. Though they usually select very few people, they select very few people, but it's up to, and when you are chosen for interviews, you are very lucky, you are very lucky, because people who apply again are in hundreds and thousands, So if you are chosen for interviews, you are lucky, and you should represent, you should make sure that you represent yourself very well. At interviews, there's nothing like, no, I should dress smart, jacket, suit, dresses, nice dresses, whatever. Be, yeah, casual as usual, So you go for interviews. These days, there is they do give people aptitude test, some kind of an exam at the interview place. After they finish asking you questions, they make you write some form of an exam. Of course, they don't tell you the results there, and then you only know if you've been chosen or whatever. So they make people write exams. Basically,
Okay.
it's usually in mathematics, I think. Yeah, either mathematics or some of the sciences. I don't know, but typically, I think it's mathematics. They make people write maths. Yeah, so
So before, are you going to take the questions after we finish explaining?
I think
Or
I
maybe
will.
we can start, you can be answering while you're explaining.
Those who are asking, those who ask, yeah, people can be asking while I'm explaining. Though. It can be cool. Mhm. So when you are passed by the interview stage, next they will take some bit of time, then they are going to send emails again that you've been to only to those who've been chosen. They don't send emails to people who've been whose applications are not successful. So if you see that it's quiet on your part and people on the other hand are happening, then just know that your application on the way wasn't successful, that kind of a thing. And
So, so if you're not called, then you're rejected.
yeah, something like that. They don't really say that you've been rejected. So it's just quiet on you. It's blank, So now let's assume you are successful. You are successful, you receive that email, the letter type of a thing that you are successful to study in Turkey, you've been chosen to study in Turkey under the sponsorship of blah 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 blah. We wish you a successful study life in Turkey, blah 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 blah, and everything like that. Then after some time, they are going to send other emails with attachments for acceptance letters and the thing called scholarship agreement. So you are supposed to sign that scholarship agreement, and when going to submit that scholarship agreement, you keep the acceptance letter for yourself, of course. Then the scholarship agreement, you are going to take it together with the documents that are required, like your results, your certificate, your yes, your passport as well. You also they also ask you to do what's this, to apply for the visa online. So um you only take the printout for the final printout for visa application. You take it to everything. You take all those documents to the embassy. They actually list them in the emails. So you make sure that your passport is already in place. So you take those things to the embassy, and they're actually full scholarships, 100%. Tuition fees, accommodation, everything is paid on your behalf. Food paid on your behalf. If you are doing a degree, bachelor's degree, you would you are actually, yeah, like the dormitory and everything is paid on your behalf. And if you are doing a master's and PhD, they will ask you to either stay in a dorm or stay in your apartment. If you want to live in your apartment, they will be giving you some minimum amount of money to as a subsidy, like for your rentals that you'll be using to pay your rentals. Of course, the money is not enough to cater the full rent for particular apartments, depending on where you stay, but they actually cover some amounts for, yeah. So basically, people who are doing masters and PhDs, they actually highly more favored than some of us. As who are doing degrees, we are required to stay in the dorm all the time. We are not eligible for the sponsor
So
for paying.
only the master and PhD, the
We are
PhD.
us who do degrees. We are not eligible to for support of staying in an apartment, unless we can actually afford an apartment by ourselves using our own resources. Yes, we can. So, but they have basically full scholarships, food and everything is paid on our behalf. They also pay the language course is also, yes, they also cover that one. And Where was I? So when you are going to when you are when you are submitting visa applications, scholarship agreement, and your grade 12 results, certificates, ABCD, they would you are taking those things to the embassy. You are required to take those things to the embassy where
Okay.
they are translated into Turkish language. Okay,
Okay.
it's very important. It's required. Yes, you make sure that all the documents that you want to go and present at the university are what are translated into the Turkish language. So
So in
when,
Zambia, we have the Turkey embassy. Do we have in
yes,
Zambia?
there is a Turkish embassy in Zambia. It's in Embassy Park
Okay.
along United Nations Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. It's it's next to the Kenyan embassy. Next, okay. For example, if you are coming from, let's say, UTH, right, and you are going
Yes.
toward Long Acres, that you just go like straight. You cross Independence Avenue. You continue going straight, and just like a few meters to your left, you will see a Turkish flag and everything. Yeah, somewhere there.
Okay.
That's where the Turkish embassy is. The Turkish flag is a red kind of a thing with a crescent moon and a star on it. White crescent moon and white star on it in a red background. That's how a Turkish flag looks like. When you see that, that's basically a Turkish embassy. So 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 you that's where you go when they invite you for interviews. You go there and you find everyone. When you are required to take certain documents and everything, you go there. And when that process is done, they also call you to go and get your documents, your visa applications, your passport, and everything.
So before you finish there, I just want to ask on behalf of my viewers, is the interview conducted in a Turkish? Is it Turkish language or
No. They send no, they ask questions in English. Mm-hmm. They
okay?
ask,
No.
yeah, they are um for the goodness, like they send people who do who know some bit of English and everything. So they are the people who ask questions. Yeah, you meet perfect people. It's only that
Okay.
when you come here in Turkey, that's where you would look lost, like no one in your city knows how to speak English. English ends by airport. Wasila, Kwasala Konso. Damn. It's another experience anyway. So,
That's another experience.
so they'll call you to get your documents that you took for translation, including your passport, your results, and everything. Then after some time, they also write emails asking you to apply whether you want accommodation or you want to live in an apartment. If you want dorm accommodation, they also apply for dorms on your behalf in the same city where your university is located. So basically, most of the Turkish universities don't have hostels
Okay.
inside their universities. So there's also a different institution in Turkey that is in charge of state dormitories, and there are also private owned dormitories
Okay.
where students are sent. So everything is done according to that. And then they also send emails asking you to apply for flight tickets. That is towards when you are about to go. They'll ask you which date would you like to travel within the range of days. They'll ask you which day you would like to travel, which airport from where to where, and everything like that. So when that is done, a few days later, you will receive an email of flight tickets and the date that it indicates, the time and everything. That's the exact day you are supposed to travel, and you are supposed to
So
be.
Michelle, The flight tickets are being paid for.
Everything is paid on your behalf. They only cover.
So you only have to carry your bags. Like I have to pack my bags
Yes,
in
yes.
some way. That's easy.
You are only supposed to carry your bag. And by the way, yeah, you're only supposed to bring your bag. That's the only thing that you are supposed to take. And and the expenses to the airport. How do you go to the airport? It's on your own. Yes, they don't cover that. Uh-huh. They don't cover how you go to the airport. Then
So airport is on your
when
own.
you reach in Turkey at the Turkish airport, yes, there are people who wait for you there. There are people who wait for you and they take you to your various places. If you live in another city, they will either buy a flight ticket for you. If the city where you are going has an airport again, it is serviced by domestic flights. If your city where you are going is serviced by domestic flights, um, they will buy another flight ticket for you so that you do what? You go to your city, or they will take you to the bus terminal where they will buy a bus ticket for you and they'll put you on a bus, something like that. That's what happens basically. If you live within Istanbul, that's the easiest actually. They will just drive you straight to your dormitory. That's if you stay within Istanbul. And when you reach your seat where you're going, yeah, people again who wait for you at the stations, they will drive you to where you are going, to the exact dorm where you are going. Also, there are also people you find around and everything like that. You would be going together with, and that's how it happens. When you reach in the university, say you want to register, mm, yeah, you present all the documents, including the acceptance letter, your translated documents, the one that you translated in Turkish, even the original ones, yes, they will also be required in one way or another. They also want those. So you present all those things, then they register you and stuff like that. So first things first, if you don't know the Turkish language, they will tell you that yeah, you do the Turkish language for some 1 month. No, not 1 month. Yeah, the first year you do the Turkish language first. Of course,
Okay.
5 levels, so they require the C1 certificate, the C1 level up to C1 level. When you reach when you reach up to C1 level, you pass the C1, then they give you a certificate, a language proficiency certificate, meaning that you know the language, you know Turkish. It's not always that you reach the C1, you pass the C1 nishi, you are fluent in Turkish. Sometimes you may still be struggling.
Okay.
So you'll find yourself like, but when you go to your department, your faculty, your department, and everything, they will assume that you already know the language because what unapitamo kudala mu class ya language. So basi assume
So
tu
how do you manage it? You have to teach yourself?
mm, okay, no, they teach monga just like the way you are taught English in class and everything.
Yeah.
Some practice, yeah, you practice with your friends, your dorm, your hostel, your roommates. Yes, they teach you. In fact, they teach you some extra stuff. Um, okay, first days are a bit hectic, especially first days. But when you stay for some maybe for some 3 4 months, you will be a bit into the system. You'll be able to speak and everything like that. If you are quick at learning languages, it can't even be a problem at all. However, us who come from English speaking countries, this language proves to be a bit difficult for us. But the guys who come
Okay,
from
Michelle, let me just give some shout out to the viewers before we go there. So we got Daily Pop with Sino Quindela. He's saying, yeah, 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 yeah. Again, Daily Pop with Sino Kwendela. He's saying, I thought I was alone who wants to go abroad. Okay.
Mm.
I hope you're doing fine, Sino. Welcome to my live stream. You're really welcome. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up for doing good stuff. Okay. Then we have Rangemon Music. So this is my Uncle Rangemon Music. He said, Grace
Mm.
and peace, my sister Florence. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Thank you for joining. How is USA? Hope you are doing fine today. And what time is it that side? So, Michelo, you can continue.
So basically, what happens like, but these guys who come from countries like where they speak some Arabic, they catch up very fast. French,
Or
those
it's similar? The language, is it similar?
basically Turkish borrows a lot of words from Arabic. Sometimes
Okay.
what differs is just the alphabet. Basically it used to be Arabic in some way or another, but some stuff have changed over the generation. So it borrows a lot of words from Arabic and so on. Then it also borrows words from English. Yeah, it has some words from English. It has words from Germany, French, and everything like that. And also these languages from countries like Iran, Georgia, and everything like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So those who come from Arabic countries, they know it real quick. Within 3 months chimungu chikamba mukamba mushimushi chikujia na hundreds exams yakafika and everything like that. Although you were from an English kind of speaking country, you are still struggling. But with time, timaziwa, we know with time we know.
You learn?
Mm. You will catch up, you know.
Okay.
So,
Because you know what to right?
mhm, especially if you practice regularly, if you practice with people, you socialize with some of these the Turkish people and everything like that.
So that's the secret.
You huh?
Practicing is a secret for you to learn the language faster.
Yeah, it can also be a secret. Yeah, there are also platforms like YouTube. They are tutors who teach the same language or any other language. There are tutors on YouTube who teach languages various. So suppose now you get the C1 certificate after staying in Turkey for 9 months. Yeah, about 9 months or 8 months. You get the C1 certificate. It's the one that you are going to take it to your department now that
Start your
you've
program.
yeah, so that you can start your program, so that you can start your masters where you have your thesis and everything like that. Yeah, and dissertations and everything. You start your programs. So now again, these things come with some form of age limits. Yeah, the pressure. I mean, so the issue of age limit. If you are doing, you are applying to do a bachelor's degree, you are required to be like 22 by that's maximum. Maximum you are supposed to be like 22 somewhere there, 22. Then if you are start applying for for PhD and masters, you are
Yes.
supposed to be 34 or something like that. So basically, if you're above 22 like me, you may not be eligible for bachelors. So nikulembekeza watingako ka degree vita so that uchiteko pushingeko masters. Yes. Yeah, that comes after some years. For masters and PhD, there's still time. Like for those who are with PhD, trust me, they even we used to have people with my gray hair figure in the languages, in the domain. in the language class. Language class, basically, we are mixed. There are people who are going for bachelor's, others masters, others PhD. Yeah, they don't really separate based on what you are coming to study. We are just mixed up. So we only separate when we are going to our various departments.
Okay.
That's what happens basically. So that's that's about the process. That's about the process. Um, about if you want to know about, say, maybe my personal experience, how I what used to happen, what I was doing by then, how I heard about this thing. For example, you know, I heard about this Turkish scholarship in particular when I was actually still in school, my grade 12, my last Student exam. I just
Okay.
saw my former schoolmate, my former schoolmate, the guy who completed a year ahead of me.
Okay.
Boys alimutake number, we are chatting from WhatsApp mu school. Yeah, mu boarding. We used to carry my phones. We would be chatting on Facebook. We used to carry my phones, but or even though we are not allowed, but we used to do it illegally anyway. So the guy now
You're
we are asking,
confessing right now, so you need to be a problem.
yes, like the secondary is not allowed to have a phone in school, but we used
Yeah,
to
but it's good.
have
Phones
them
are not.
anyway. So So we would ask the guy, how did you do it? No, he did ABCD, ABCD. Are you planning to come back to Zambia? Then the guy was like, I'll never come back to that Shanshan country, Chaguti country.
But why? You came
Ah,
back, right?
Kuponta kaidi, like, Kuponta kaidi, Zambia, no, I will never come back to Zambia. And and he's still here, even if he
He's
graduated.
waiting there.
He's still here. He's serious with what he's doing. He's not yet back. So so we are like, okay. Then we used to discuss, there are also Russian scholarships, Chinese scholarships here and there. So
Also, he used to update you about scholarships, right?
mm, yeah, we used to update each other. We were like a lot. There are some guys who are in India from our group, especially from our group. There are some guys who are in India.
So, so Uncle Rainbow Music is saying, "You're welcome, my niece." Hashtag Florence. Thank you very much, Uncle Rainbow Music. Thank you for always coming to the live. I don't know what's happening to the person I'm hosting right now. I think it's a network. It's gonna come when it comes. So I'll be reading through what my viewers are rating. So if you're joining now, we are talking about how you can apply
Okay.
for school in Turkey. All right. Yeah. So can you tackle some questions? Are you able to? Can I ask you some questions from my viewers? What they've written down here?
Yes, 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 you can.
So the
So
first one is saying, what about full scholarship?
it's a full scholarship. There's nothing like paying in parts. Here, when you're coming to take it, it's a full scholarship. We did everything. Everything is kind of paid for. It's sponsored on our behalf. It's done on our behalf. There's nothing like, no, I'm supposed to pay 40%. I'm supposed to pay for my
So
accommodation.
like, no, they are funded. You are supposed to pay 2,000 euro for this,
No,
not
no,
something like that.
there's nothing like that. So be secured, be assured on that one. It's total 100%. In fact, there's nothing like percentages because everything is just covered. We are not told about percentage. Everything is covered. It's
Covered.
sponsored. Yes,
Free,
it's
free,
actually
free,
a kind
free,
of a
everything.
it's a government program. You know,
Oh,
it's a government program for this particular country. Are they? Do they? Are they doing it in partnership with, say, bursaries committee in Zambia, higher education loans and scholarship, whatever? No, it's totally a unilateral Turkish government scholarship program in whole. There's nothing like,
Oh, then they're on their own. So can you find
yes,
them at their embassy?
yes, there's nothing like, no, my connections. The guys from bursaries committee, they are going to front their relatives, children's, and everything like that. There's nothing like that. When your application is not successful, it is not successful. Blaming it on connections, no, 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 no. You just can't blame it on connections. Who who evaluates the candidates for successful applicants? The candidates as in successful applicants. It's entirely done in Turkey, here in Turkey. It's
Oh,
entirely done in Turkey. There is no Zambian official who is involved in evaluating the scholarships, as in who gets awarded and who gets rejected. No Zambian official. As because of that, nobody knows any applicant in person. Between who attends interview, they literally don't know us.
they have no
Who
idea of the person.
In fact, it's what is you. Even up to here, they just pay for us, but they don't know us in person. They don't, they just sponsor us anyway, but they don't know us in person. They just have our information, of course. They have our information. They have our names. They know where we are. They know where we stay. But Swat is Ziva. Swat is Ziva. They don't know us. You know. So when your application is not successful, when your application is not successful, there's nothing like connections. No, I failed because someone's relative was
Oh,
someone
there are some
trying to
relatives
validate
involved. You know us white Zambians,
Ulibei,
in fact Africans, the way
Ulibei.
we are. Just trying to judge without thinking of maybe anything. So the other question is from Patricia Rambat.
Mm,
Sorry for my ignorance, but okay. Sorry
okay.
for my ignorance, but does Zambia has its own colleges? Why are people traveling for that?
Um, Zambia has its own universities and colleges, reputable for that matter, like University of Zambia. It's a reputable university. When you get your paper there, you can go all over the world with it to go and for upgrades and everything. No Takafo. Don't be cheated. CBU, same thing. University of Lusaka, same thing. You know, it, a lot of reputable universities. People have got different preferences. You know,
Yes.
that's why I earlier explained at the beginning of this program that people have got different preferences, such as
And the other thing I think which I can say is we can't UNZA can't enroll everyone. Like we
Mhm.
have few universities.
True. They just
Yes.
can't enroll everyone, and not everyone can afford to pay at Unza. Basically, the reason why I preferred to study, to push for scholarships instead of going per Unza, was to prevent some expenses here and there, because I knew that my where I come from, some of us where we come from,
True.
our parents can't really manage to cater
Can't
for
afford.
everything that Unza may need and everything like that. Yes, they may Unza and CBU may give us bursaries if we apply, but they may not say pay for our accommodation. So where are we going to stay? We will require money from parents.
They won't pay for I mean the food. They pay for the food? Maybe the food.
University of Zambia, they used to give meal allowances, but remember what happened in 2019?
Oh yeah.
You had that Madam Honorable Kanduluo who went like you won't be having meal allowances from today onward. And she did it unilaterally without any consultation to anybody. Now imagine someone used to get about 600 to 700 for meal allowances every month. Now you are cut off, you just stop receiving meal allowances. What are you going to
I
eat? And
I've been there before, I've been in school before.
your parents really believed and depended that you are actually getting meal allowances, and it just gets cut. Those are other expenses that they have to be shifting their own schedules, expenses, and everything to you. I didn't want that kind of a thing. I wanted like dad should only sponsor me up to grade 12. Ukwasala kwanza, I'll find my own ways and means of getting myself a university education without dad paying a single coin, a single way towards my university
But
education.
school, yeah, school in Zambia, it's expensive again because me have been just to college, but the amount we
Mhm.
are paying, it was straight.
Yeah, so it's about preferences. My preference was that I didn't want my dad to pay a single coin on on my tertiary education. Even when we go for masters and PhDs, no single coin. And that is my I made it I determined myself in my heart that I have to make sure that this happens, you know. Um
Yeah, dreams come true, huh? Dreams really comes true. Me, I believe in that.
and and for some to some extent I have I have kind of made sure that it has happened at degree level. On masters and PhD, by the time I'll be going to masters and PhD, probably I don't know, probably by then I will be able to be financially stable or whatever, depending on how circumstances drive me through. Yes, by the time I want to be upgrading, maybe I would be like getting leave days for studies and everything like that. I will be working, but when I'm not working like this, mm, probably the only solution is finding sponsorship, like in form of scholarships like this, you know. Yeah,
So
so if you can afford to pay to sponsor yourself into Zambian university, pay extra. If your parents can do that, I mean, or if you can do that on your own, go to the Zambian university. They are nice. They're actually nice. Don't
yeah, they're very nice.
don't be moved that no, the infrastructure is bad and everything. Don't worry about that. Don't even
They
worry
have
about,
the quality of education.
don't worry about how the waters the sanitation at Unza is. Don't worry about that. Don't mind about that. Just what you should know, just know why you went there. Just know why you went there. Same applies to CB. Yes, Lusaka, University of Lusaka is relatively new in the game. It's relatively new, and it's already making good progress. Like it's competing with University of Zambia, pro producing best law students and everything like that. And it's also coming up. But that one, um, I don't know. I don't know whether it is also people who go there are on bursary scheme. I'm not sure about that. If they are on bursary scheme, try as much as possible. If where you come from, you know that your parents can't, yeah, have financial challenges here and there. Try as much as possible to be sponsored. So yes, it's about preferences.
So I have another question. What
Mhm.
are the challenges are you facing that I like
Mhm.
the challenges you've been facing for your is it 3 years now? Yeah, 3 years.
Yes.
That's the third year. What are your challenges? Because I know everywhere you go, you find challenges. On top of that, that's a foreign country.
Foreign country, like the possible challenges. the issue of language barrier here
The
and there.
barrier, language
Mm,
barrier.
yeah, you're supposed to know the language, but if you go to a country like India, UK, the issue about language, it's a thing you just push aside. Um, when you're in a foreign country, you should try as much as possible to have money. Don't go broke unnecessarily. Yeah, just manage your finances very well. Sometimes, sometimes, sometimes those moments just count where your account is just dry and you need certain stuff here and there.
It's
Mm.
normal.
Yeah, it's just to cry for help from parents. They rescue you here and there. Mm.
So the other question is, do they allow you guys to work? If you're in Turkey, do they allow a student to work?
On this, apparently, no, they they don't allow us, but people do it anyway. You know, they do it.
You don't have to disclose. It's fine, just
However,
say no.
however, yeah, they don't allow it because what we have basically are students residence permits. That's what we have. They are not really working permits. They are not working permits. They are study permits. I mean, study permits. Those are the documents that we have. Unless you get a work permit, you can work. You can be, you can basically work. If they find you in a workplace with a study permit, you go home earlier than you came. You know. Um.
Troublemakers. You live as you came. So the other question is, what are your culture shock which you
How
experience, like when you compare to ours and in Turkey?
cultural shock.
Yes.
Hmm. What are some of the cultural shocks? Mm, okay, time. It also depends on which part of tech you are.
Where you are, like your experience, did you experience any culture shock? Like this is different from my place, or maybe how you address elders, because in Zambia you're supposed to address elders in a particular manner.
In a particular. Okay,
You
here
know what I mean?
um here it's the people don't really mind very much, um, unless they are those elders, but elders like those who are active enough, who are in the working class, in the business class, and everything like that. I there's really okay, yeah, it's pretty much almost the same. Like you're supposed to address them with respect, and you are not vijavo guada guada. Vija. No, there's nothing like those. Um, but by virtue that where we come from, we just do things well in the manner that we were trained up, we were brought up to. So then, any surprises? Okay, okay, these people like they are kind of they are good. They are good. There's nothing like
Yeah,
mm,
they're good. They're very good people.
that rhetoric for race, whatever. No, there's nothing like that. They are accommodating. They just receive everyone. They just
Okay.
engage with everyone and anybody. You know, yeah, that rhetoric of race, whatever religion, Tesana. It's not much, not much. Then mm, mm, ah, what
You've
else?
talked enough.
Yeah, I can say a lot of stuff, but yeah, unless people are still asking questions. Mm, Basically, this one for Patricia Rambate. Well, what a name. It's interesting.
Yeah, we've tackled that one. This
This
one
one
is,
I've answered.
yeah, we
Mm,
only had, mainly we had two questions which we were supposed to answer. Others were
mhm.
just comments.
Yeah, assuming
So
that
that's why, okay, nice.
yeah, by the time I was doing these things, like, damn, it was a bit hectic for me. It was a bit hectic for me in that I I didn't have a smartphone and I didn't have a PC either. So I used to go to the internet cafe basically to do this.
Wow. So
It
you need
was
to put effort.
it was pretty expensive. Spending there will be like you spend 5 minutes here, you pay us one quarter 15 when I was like, shit, damn.
By then,
um,
150 was money.
mhm. You spend 5 minutes, one quarter 15 when. I was like,
And I didn't,
okay,
I forgot to ask, did you pay for your application, like the application later? Did you pay a certain amount of money?
no, you don't pay money for applying. No, it's completely free. Actually, you do it online. There is when you go to their website or Facebook page, you 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 are required to go to a part where it's written apply or login and everything like that. Then you start applying, you start applying, you start applying. When you are done, you save and send and everything. Then that's it. The only thing that you do is to wait for an email inviting you for interviews. When you go for interviews, you wait for an email inviting you, telling you that you've been say confirmed to go to Turkey. When you've done that, and everything like that will follow automatically until you come in. Basically, you don't pay anything. If there are people like agents who will be like, no, me, if you want to go to Turkey, you
It's
should be
scam.
doing that. Those
Don't
those
try. You
those
lose your money.
those are unscrupulous people. Those are unscrupulous people. Mm? Yeah, they will just eat your money and you will never go to take. Then yeah, like after we completed school pass after Caesar grade 12, nabwera kuku from stone nabwera kuku sprat. Then I was like, oh daddy, I want a passport, I want a passport. That time nisha the morale for studying abroad, for going
You
abroad
know, when you
was here.
just, you just complete school. And you know the feeling when you just complete school, you want to be in university. You know those stuff, huh?
Uh-huh. And no, that I want the passport. I want the passport. Um, then in January 2017, yeah, towards the month end, my results are great. The results for grade 12 were out. Now
Mm.
we were supposed to go and to travel to Livingston to go and get my results. Uh, and
Which school were you at?
I used to be at Hillcrest. Mm. Mhm.
Whoa. You okay? So you're the ones who are having 6 points, eh? We've
um,
seen, we've seen, we've seen. Okay, nice. I've
so
known. Hey, oh my
no, like
God.
not everyone.
Ah, your grace is not for children.
At Hillcrest
For
is not for children.
intelligent people. Only you guys who are watching Eucharist, when you're at Eucharist in Zambia, just know that this person is intelligent, like super
Mm.
intelligent, because they don't just pick people anyhow. No, they don't.
No, as in they just take people who are, yeah, like who will reach up to certain standards, certain
It's
levels and
there.
everything.
There's three cut of points.
But basically, I was actually chosen to go I was also chosen to go to Chizongwe,
So,
no,
oh,
not
you
Pas-
had two options. That was
yes,
grade nine.
at grade 9. I had two options,
Ooh,
either to go
wow.
to Chizongwe or to go to Hillcrest. Um, Now when okay, Chizongwe it was also a very good school.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
very good.
but by the day when I went Pachizongwe, there was a time when I went Pachizongwe. I went before that. I went Pachizongwe about 2 times. I've been at Chizongwe
Okay.
about 3 or 2 times. Yeah, so I went Pachizongwe. I was doing some jets programs related kind of a thing, where we were writing some form of Olympiads and doing quizzes and everything like that. So I
Yeah.
ended up at Zongwe. Now there was a time now I wanted to go and pee, you know. So now dad used to be like, no, when you leave Anoya
What?
Zulu, when you leave Anoya
I
Zulu,
don't know.
are you have I would like you to go to Chizongwe straight. Yeah, after Anoya, I will take you to Chizongwe, provided that you will do very well. Hmm? I'll take you to Chizongwe. I'll take you to Chizongwe. So the mindset was all about Chizongwe. Everywhere I would think about Chizongwe, Chizongwe here and there. So so there was a moment now I wanted to go and pee. Now going into the
Ablution.
ablution blocks. Damn zone. Damn. It was total disaster, I tell you.
So super gay.
It was total disaster, I tell you. Now Now you know what happens when you go there as a first timer, as a good you get
Yeah,
into job, you would be
I know.
jobbing, you'll be jobbing into those kind of a thing. I'm like, can I imagine myself being at Suzongwe now and I'm being asked to clean this mess and everything like that. I was
You actually went.
like, I couldn't help myself anymore. I just felt it just couldn't happen, you know. So
No.
so now I was like, can I just think about going to other schools apart from Chizongo? What other schools can take me? Okay, I started hearing about DK and Hillcrest later on. I was like, how about Hillcrest? Hey, Hillcrest, they take very smart people. I'm a 500. Yeah, you can
Not
only
the
go
news.
you get a
Yeah, we know it.
500 and above and everything like that. And me, I was like, that's very tough. Yeah, if you take Kapena, if you take a technical drawing, you would have an advantage of going there with a bit of some lower marks. Now, me, I don't have technical draw. So you mean I have to get a 500? Really? Then there's a lot of hard work to do here. Mm-mm. So by the end of grade 9, the results were out. Acceptance letters came out too. I'm supposed to go to Hillcrest and I'm supposed to go to Chizum. Yeah, I never used to do technical subjects like TD and woodwork and metal and whatever. I didn't have those. So I was selected to go to Hillcrest and Chizongwe. And I was like, I'm going to Hillcrest. I don't like Chizongwe. I don't like Chizongwe
You
because
already had an experience, man. How do you expect to go to a school which you know it's not going to make sense?
I like their uniform, the bow
Okay.
tie and black stuff, but I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like this school. I don't like this school, literally. So that's how I ended up being taken to Hillcrest. Lucky enough. So then I ended up at Hillcrest. We did our 3 years there. The cities we were done. Then when I was back in Sparta now, what am I going to do? Uh you go to people work for part-time jobs, they do this and that, they sell my MTN boots. Shan, 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 shan. Me, I don't have connections to work in an MTN booth. How am I going to do
No, I guess that's life also.
it?
Me
So
no.
basically, I used to be a home kind of person. Though again, I don't like staying at home like for a continuous of the entire day. I'm just at home. It's better I go out. I go relax. I visit. I go and check up my friends. It doesn't matter how far they are. I even used to reach as far as prison and in Chin and everywhere to go and see my people, you know.
My battery is going to shut down. Let me just try to connect it. Like
Yeah, but pay for my battery.
3%, man. So can you bank a bit?
Um, mm,
And I don't have much light here though.
it's fine as long as
So
you
hi,
see
Sorry,
what is happening.
we have an emergency.
Yeah, basically, basically, we are done explaining. Unless people are still asking questions, we can still answer so long they see what is
So
happening.
people, if you have any question, if you want to apply abroad, is going to answer. So kindly write down so that you should check the questions before we leave.
So when I was now the first days in Sosa, now I started pressing my dad. Dad, I want a passport. I want to get a passport. I want to get a passport. Me, I want nothing but going abroad. Now his version was that I should go to the Copperbelt University and study medicine. So me, I'm like,
And what
medicine.
was your like? What do you want to do? Did you want
I
to
wanted
do what you're doing, what you're studying, or maybe your career? What was it?
to do stuff to do with aviation. I'm very passionate about things to do with aircrafts and everything like that. Probably, I wanted to do anything in those lines related to that field, being a pilot, being an
Oh,
aeronautical
that's
engineer,
hard.
kind of a thing. Now, now those programs, universities that offer those programs are very hard to find. Mm. They're very hard to
Yeah.
find, and I don't know where they are. In Zambia,
And I had a friend. We started medicine together.
mhm,
Then her passion was like she wanted to do those stuff you get. Then
mhm,
the parent wanted her to do medicine, so she came to a medical school. Then she never she started the program and ended on the middle, like she
oh, she
never
ended
finished.
it halfway. Mm.
Yes.
So now I was told that if you want to
So I
do that,
have Taven's power. I don't know. He's laughing. I don't know what he's laughing about. So
so so I was told that if you want to do stuff to do with aviation, aeronautical, whatever, that you should in Zambia, the best way you can do it is to join Zambia Air Force ZAF. And I was like, joining ZAF.
no,
It can
it's not
be
my passion.
it can be it can be a good idea, but stuff to do with military, being a soldier, whatever. It's another thing, it's another issue. But I would be passionate to drive, to ride, to fly aircrafts and stuff like that. I like
Uh,
those things. Mm.
so
Some
they never. So I've got my brother here, my lovely brother. Is Papa
oh,
Luis I. He's based in the UK.
wow.
So shout
um,
out to my brother Tapalu. Welcome to my live stream. You're
mhm.
really welcome. You can say hi to him. Actually, say hi.
It's Wesley Tapalu.
Yes.
Hello. Okay, nice to see you joining us here. So so I was like, okay, joining ZAF. When are the recruitments? But I
Yeah.
need to go to the university to get some degrees first, to get some degrees, before starting to go around to start looking for jobs and money. hmm So that I want the passport. I want to go abroad. By the time, by the time when I was collecting my results, when the grade 12 results just came out, the day the grade 12 results came out, the day before that, the Chinese government scholarships were kind of advertised in a newspaper, and they were given some period. Application period was like a mm, it was like some 3 weeks kind of a thing. It was
Oh,
3 weeks. Yes. So me, I was like, Dad, I want to apply for this Chinese government scholarship. He wanted me to be applying for courses to do with medicine. Of course, medicine was one of the programs that were written
you know,
in the.
our parents love us to do medicine.
So me, I was like, okay, I'll apply for medicine on this Chinese government scholarship. No problem. So don't you should start pushing around for me to get a passport. I want to do this thing. Then he was like, okay. Um Now it took time for him to find money to make me travel to the US and go get
We
results.
have a question before we go there. He's saying hello to you, to my brother. Is a student visa renewable for every academic year?
Um,
On the
Basically
screen.
for Turkey, you when you get a visa, they
Mm.
have got their own visa policies, right? So when you get a visa, the maximum number of days for the Turkish visa is about 90 days. If you are staying in Turkey beyond 90 days, you are required to get a residence permit. It can be 1 year, 2 years, and everything like that. So when your visa, you are supposed to get your residence permit before your visa expires. You know, when you just arrive in Turkey here, when you just arrive in Turkey, if you're on scholarship, they will be telling you when exactly you are supposed to start trekking to the immigration offices to start applying for residence permit. Yes. So when you get your residence permit, they'll first give you a 1 year residence permit that you are going to have when you are studying your language program. So when your language program is done, you are supposed to renew your residence permit to the number of years that you want to stay in Turkey, be it 4 years, 2 years, and 3 years. Yeah, for bachelor's, PhD, and master's respectively. So that's how it works. You renew a residence permit, not a visa. So when you are staying in Turkey beyond 90 days, you get a residence permit. Um, it's actually a very affordable thing. You don't even pay in dollars, you pay in local currency. Um, a residence permit is cheaper than a trouser that you would like to buy at the market. Very cheap. It's a very cheap piece of a document, and you would stay with it for an entire year with a residence
Oh,
permit with 4 years. Yes. Mm. So that's how basically it works. And though there is so many processes, that the bureaucratic stuff that you go through before you actually get the document, but when you get it, you're on the safe side. Uh, so so they made me to travel to Livingstone to get my results, and when I came back, I returned to Chipata. Then the dad was like, "I have got the passport forms here. Can you sign your signature?" I was like, "Yes, these are the things that we want."
you know, the passport is always important.
Because okay,
The passport
he
is the way to go.
initially he looked like he didn't want to help me apply for these things. Kanshi was just thinking about it. Let me just do it. Let me just do it. But
Me just help you. Me like you know what it wants. Yeah.
he ended up getting the papers. No, sign your signature. I was like, yes. So we managed to we applied for a passport. We waited for just a week. Yeah, we waited only for a week, or more than a little bit more than a week. The passport came out, and I managed
You're lucky.
to do what, to apply. By the time I was taking the applications for the Chinese scholarships, it was um it was like on a last day. So I was sent to travel to Osaka actually. to the higher education scholarship and whatever, because that's how the Chinese government scholarship works. Mm? They share the responsibilities, the Chinese government and the Zambian government. So they share the responsibilities. We take those things. They wanted very few, very small numbers, but people were applying on daily basis were like just a lot, you know. By when they wanted only 24 people, um, so we took. Nothing came up. There was no news that I've been called for interviews or whatever. Nothing, no news whatsoever. So it was unsuccessful. A few weeks later, a few weeks later, the Russian government scholarship came out as well. That was now
Oh, so
in
you like you trade a lot, you trade many. You're not limited, like I just want to trade Turkey. You're trading each
no.
scholarship is which.
I tried some number of countries though. Yes, I
Okay.
tried China, Chinese, and Russian. Though there were others in between that hear in I didn't hear about them. Yeah, so I didn't hear about Algeria and Morocco, but people did apply. I didn't hear about those, but people did apply, and they are in their various universities they went. So I know people who went. There's some guy called Siwongile who he lives in Chizongo. His dad is a teacher at Chizongo. So that guy is in Morocco. Then there are also other people. So so when the Russian government scholarship came out, it wasn't really a process. It wasn't really much of a thing. We applied it even before the deadline, and even before the deadline, we managed to take the applications. This one I didn't travel to Lusaka. I actually posted it. Posting, no news came up, but people were selected. Though they wanted a little bit a bigger number, more than 130 people. That was incredible, you know. So it gave me hope that I would be chosen. Maybe I would be among the 130 something people. No news came up. But that's the one where a lot of Hillcrest people went, a lot of people from Hillcrest, the people who used to be in the same class, the people who used to be in the same intake as myself, they applied, and they left.
So we have one sis comment here.
Mm,
Sapalu, my brother is saying, "Wow, that's good. And thanks for explaining. The Turkish visa system
mm,
sound accommodating. I wish you well with your studies, and you seem very acknowledgeable."
yeah, because we passed through with the stuff, so it really makes sense. There's nothing like, no, you have to stay with a 3 years visa. It's actually residence permit
Very
system.
accommodating and nice.
So that's how we just used to do what they used to tell us. If you are staying in Turkey for more than 90 days, yeah, you get to apply for a residence permit before your visa expires. Because if you do it after your visa has expired, they'll actually reject your thing, and you would be deported back to your country. Then when I applied for a Russian scholarship, there was also a Algerian scholarship people applied. Then I had to wait up to November, for the Turkish scholarship come out for me to apply. I had to wait for several months from March until November. Um, by then I had people who were applying in January, who were successful in January, had already left Zambia. You know, me, I'm like, okay, there's no hope for me. However, in between that as well, in between that time as well, the
Okay.
the applications to University of Zambia and CBU also came out, and I was
Okay.
also applying to those. Those ones were like um, online. Yes, we're doing it online, and I had to be taking myself to the internet cafe again. I never had a smartphone by then. I was using a remote control, button, for my button. Mm. So I had to Flora. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wenzangu monga udozi mapapa chana palive.
Yeah, that was it. It's alive. We very like I we're trying to learn, but in life, don't give up. It's like a lesson now. You don't have to give up. When you try this one, it's not working. You can also try the next door until you find what you
until the
want.
until you find the doors that will open.
Yeah,
Eh.
that is open for you.
So, but yeah, so we applied Gambia by we started with CBU, we dropped those ones, those are the ones where they were requiring us to pay application fees. So you finish
And
applying,
it's not a struggle.
and you go and deposit money in the bank until they give you a bill, a thing called the bill master, something like that. University of Zambia, same thing. So basically what was happening, it seemed like dad was telling me to incline more on CBU than University of Zambia. Even though my preferences were like, if the thing for going abroad fails, I would want to go to University of Zambia than going at CBU. But dad
Okay.
was making me to incline more on CBU than University of Zambia. Because even when time for applying bursaries came, the time for applying bursaries happened in May, in 2018, somewhere there. That's when now we went to the social welfare kind of a thing, where you lie that you stay in a one room house, your your parents, your parents passed away, your
Did
mom
you say
your mom your mom was just a widow. She can't manage to sponsor you. Yeah, yeah, like
ah,
yeah, like no, you will stay in the ghetto in Naftika, for example. You say all those kind of things. I mean, so actually no, for the address you don't lie. Actually, for the address you don't lie. It has to be the same with with the one you applied in the papers for university. So you lie all those kind of things. How many are you at home? We are so many. My mom keeps my cousins and everything like that, so she can't really manage to sponsor you for school. Then it happens, boom. I did those things for CBU alone. Mm, then I heard I heard that I was given 100% bursary at CBU,
no.
but it only came out
Study medicine?
after I had already left Zambia. It only came out after I'd already left Zambia. That was the pressure about it. I was like, perhaps anyway, we must stick. So I would have been studying medicine if I went to CB. But again, there are also other procedures for if you want to be enrolled in the school of medicine at CB. And you had to be to reapply again, to apply again
Why?
in
Oh, because you're going to study. Okay, okay.
in the
Yeah, I get
student portal and those kind of a thing. So when I reapplied, I wasn't chosen in the school of medicine, but other people were chosen. I know a friend of mine who was chosen. But me, I wasn't chosen.
you're chosen under what?
Meaning that I would have been required to go to the non-quota section, the natural science non-quota section, where you do those things. Then they, depending on how you perform, at non-quota section. Then they put you now in you go to the school of mines, you go to ICT, you go to civil engineering, you go to business administration and everything like that. That's how it happens. Basically. Did you? Yaku University of School of Medicine, she a flop. Basically. So what my dad was pushing me to go and do the school of medicine, which would have flopped. Suppose I wasn't accepted
Family
for
see
the
that.
scholarship I wanted to take. So I'm sure he would have been saying like, okay, let's wait for Unza, and that would have been wasting a lot of time because at CBU initially people would have already started learning. So it was kind of complicated. It was kind of complicated. I would have been in a bubble. Suppose I didn't come here. I would have been in a bubble in another trap of a thing. So that's basically what happened on the way. Mm. It was it was
Damn.
a journey on its own. It was also a journey on its own. But
Yeah, it's a I've heard like the story say it's heavy, big. Looks
but
simple when you just look at you. You're the strongest and it motivated me. Yeah. Like you don't
but
have to be lazy.
mm, just to try out here and there until
You
where
try it out and one day you just
mm,
find yourself have it what you want.
I think after this thing, the degree thing is over. I think now it will be time to start making money. You know, we go
You want
we
your own
go for
money?
a bit. We break a bit about school because the entire life might end up being all about school. Mm? Might just end up being all about school. What did you do at life? Even see a CV would be just an education oriented CV. Mm? Instead of a work
This
experience
to this, this to this to this. I get it.
now. So it's time to start investing and making
At
money.
least you have your own money, you support yourself. I know the feeling.
Mm. So I'm tired of the whole thing about school. Kind of tired of it. The
I
whole
know
thing
what
is
you feel. Like, the way you're feeling right now, this is how I was feeling last year. Like when I was doing my course. I was
mm,
like, hey, Jesus, I even reached a point of not wanting to go for class at a point. Like, I'm
that's
not going.
that's what
I'm
is
not just
happening.
going. Then
That's
I'll be
what is
like telling myself,
happening.
okay, if I say I'm not going, what am I doing? Let me just wake up and go. So it was
Mm,
like a moment of pushing myself. And at that point, I was going through depression. My mom was sick. And she
mm,
was the one paying my fees, you get?
mm.
Ah, it was hard.
It's something else. It's pressure. It's
It was
pressure.
really hard, I tell you. I went
Oh,
through a lot. But I thank God that I had to make myself strong. Like, I just told myself, because I used to cry every day.
mm,
Every
mm,
day I used to cry.
mm.
I can wake up, start crying like that. I'll be just crying. Then, yes, that was happening. Depression is real. And at the point, I just told myself, like, I want money. Like,
Ah,
crying. Like, I won't be beating myself like every day, just beat myself. No, my mom this, my mom that. And you
no,
know how God works. God works. See, that
God works
man,
in a
me.
lot of ways. You know,
Huh?
God works in a lot of ways. It just happens that you've just
God
got.
works. And
Mm,
you know that I managed like to raise money for a semester for myself, like raising it.
wow, that's incredible.
And I'm proud of myself at the point, like, me, I can work hard, die. Like, yes, I managed to raise it like the whole semester because by then my dad couldn't afford because he had a lot of yes, he gave me some amount but it wasn't fully, you get.
Mm,
Then because mom was sick and we're doing we used to we get her medicine from this country. I've forgotten the name. When I remember it, I'll tell you.
India.
Yeah, so like his business again was going down because he never used to go to his shop in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know business how it is. Huh? Then me, you know what I did?
Mm-hmm.
I had like a 200 kwacha. Then I started going for salaola. Like I get tops for 10 kwacha, 20
Mm.
kwacha. I just order them, then I take them to school.
I
Then they
remember
used to buy
also.
a lot. Like when I get 10, I do 50.
Mm. I
Yeah,
remember
until
when.
I raised the capital almost 1,000. 1,000 now. I started getting some balloons. I open, then I take them to school. And at the end of the day, like in 3 months' time, I managed to pay everything. Like for
Wow.
myself, I paid. Yeah, I know, like what? If me, I was just beating myself, I couldn't have finished school by now.
Mm. Yeah,
I
like
get, I was like, mom
these
is
people
sick,
give
them is
pressure. If
sick.
you have balances, yeah, but they would pressure you
And
left.
they chase, they do chase in this university. They will chase you.
They would chase you like they don't know you, right? Mm.
Yeah, that was they. What that's what they used to do. They will chase you. They won't even hear your story, telling them that your mom is sick. They won't.
Sick.
They just hear it like,
What has the sickness got to do with our
yeah,
money?
yes, just give us our money. Or yeah, you're not writing your intermediate. Like you're not writing your
Mm.
CAs. And you know CAs are important.
It's tough. It's tough out there. It's tough, but
Yeah, it's
we know
tough.
where we know where we are coming from. We know what we've been through and everything like that. Mm. Yeah, some of us we just said like, okay, this is
Some of us we just need blessings. We
enough is
suffered enough.
mm, dad shouldn't parents shouldn't spend a single coin on our tertiary education and everything like that. Yeah, we are going to acquire degrees using our own means of getting them.
Only like
If it's a scholarship, so be it. But dad shouldn't pay a single 100% because I know I know how he suffered even when I was at Hillcrest. Yeah, those school fees like 1,500, 2,000.
by then it was real
No,
money, 1,500.
yeah, it was a lot of money. Like yeah, although it never reached that. We were in grade 12 term one. We were supposed to pay 2,100 per term. Per term.
What?
Now,
Which
now,
year?
yeah, like in grade 12 term one, we're supposed to pay 2,100 per term. Now, lucky enough, it was in 2016. It was I think it was a year for elections. So these guys, as a campaign strategy kind of a thing, they went like, there's no school that is going to charge my school fees above 1,000. So boarding is 1,000. That's it. No, nothing more, nothing less. Boarding 1,000. Day school 500 and stuff like that. So that's how we our school fees were reduced to from 1,580 to 1,000 flat, and the entire grade 12 we ended up paying 1,000. Then those
Okay.
people, who by then, like, we were like, okay, this is our last year. There's no pressure, and dad was even very happy. You know, he even asked for a refund. By then, he had already paid for the entire 3 terms. The 2,100. Yeah, that was 2,200. That was 6,600. So he asked to be refunded some part of some monies. That's how it ended up happening, and we were questioned a little bit. We were questioned for the entire grade 12, so things didn't go hard. Now the pressure was about transport, food. What am I going to be eating at school? So those are the things that used to give him pressure, you know. And it used to be a struggle. Yeah, so I would stay first 7 weeks in school. When you reach week 8, the days of Noah, then you would yeah, we used to call them the days of Noah, where everyone in school is just broke, the trunks are empty,
I
nothing.
know. We've been there.
So 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 that one, it used to be to give him some kind of pressure as well. For him to send me some simple monies like a 300 and everything like that, it would take a lot of time. Now I started imagining myself. Now suppose I go to a Zambian university, then I was like, instead of studying, then I'll be busy asking dad for money. How am I going to manage myself? How am I going to manage that kind of life? I may not focus properly. So the best situation is a situation of a scholarship where dad
Yeah,
doesn't
help.
pay anything. I have to everything has to be, yeah, done on our behalf and everything like that. So that's how we tried to find all these means and ways. And thank God we just thank God, by the grace of God, we managed to come here. And the only time when I get to ask money from home is when I'm really in that position, like the lowest position, you know. But it takes I sometimes I stay even 3 months or 4 months without asking for money from dad, you know. Mankala Makani. I managed to survive on my own. I managed to survive. Yeah, even people now start saying that I'm gaining weight and everything like that. I'm looking different and everything like that. Me, I'm like, you guys are joking, because me, I literally eat a little or almost nothing. I don't really eat a lot of food here, like luxurious food and everything like that. I eat little or nothing, but we are managing life. We don't really get money from home and everything like that. So, so that kind of a life, yeah, change. Life has completely changed. What will happen after going back home is another story. I think I
Yeah,
won't.
yeah, Joy.
I won't really feel at home. Hmm? I won't really feel at home. Um, it will be also another story of adapting, but I may not stay at home for a long time. I think I would have to start my own life as soon as possible. Even just kunkalache panyumba pa dad, even just for 2 months can be more than enough. Mm. I would have to start my own everything, my own life. But that requires some source of income and everything, so that I can be able to be paying rent and where I'm going to be sleeping and buy my own food and so on and so forth. So I feel pressure that I have to find work as much as soonest as possible the moment I get home, because uh staying panyumba kwa daddy food, it's another issue. Mm. Nakamba
You
mani.
refuse. You
Kubasikiriza futi kuyambosiriza futi kunga mu nyumba mw'abadadi, no, no.
guys, it is on kind.
Eh? I
Say,
think
but even if
now,
home is home, but
but
if
the,
you
the
just
story,
use,
it's going to be very complicated. Unlike if I was at a Zambian university, Pasibiu, it's a thing where every semester I would
your
have been
home.
going home, you are home, and everything like that. Ndishwanajaira kunchwanakujaira nakujaira. Not you've never been home in 5 years, then you all of a sudden to Abuela. Come on, that's disturbing. Hmm? They should have. I'm sure now they are used to a situation without me. They are now used, so it should continue like that. I think going there again to start
But
creating.
don't you talk to them on phone?
I talk with them, but not much, not much. If it is my mom, my mom in Chipata, literally, I've only talked to her on phone like twice, you know. Twice since I came here. I've only talked to her like twice, but but vadadi timakamba, vadadi veve timakamba. Then vamami vamami vari kulusaka. Yeah, I talk to her. I do talk to her, but also occasionally, also she has pressures with how with getting online and stuff like that. WhatsApp, she rarely goes on WhatsApp, you know. So she would just come on WhatsApp to wish me, maybe to come and say hello and everything like that. When she wants to call me, yeah, she does that. Amatuma nenda kamba here and there vanifundisa mweviri vintu and so on and so forth. Then tavauza, it ends there. But a situation where I go back at my dad or mom's house, then I start sleeping, watching TV, competing with the kids over the TV at who wants to watch what? Come on, ni issue in man. Eh? It'll be a whole of another issue. It'll be a whole of another issue. I'll be I would be too old for that. You know, you know how old my immediate young brother is.
How
There's
old is it?
there's some 7 years difference between me and him. You know, so
Oh,
yeah, he is like 17. 17 years, and I left him in grade. I left him like he was doing grade 7 when I left. Abamanja ali mu grade 11. Yeah, I'm grade 11. Then put the other one who follows next is like in grade 8, and I left that one in grade 4, if I'm not yes. They were children, they were kids, but I'm a number. I'll find them that
they're
wakula.
big.
Yes, I'll find that wakula. Some of them would be like right in my grade 4, but I feel like yeah, um, we would be a lot of odd people per night. So okay, for them it would be a fair age enough, but for me, ah, no, no. 25 years, it's someone who needs to be somewhere, Though mom goes like, no, you are still young, you shouldn't panic and you shouldn't worry about all that and everything like that. Yeah, I'm like, "Imwe nzakanghala kuti, where am I going to stay? Hmm? Nzakansungila kuti, niwandana nzakansунga. No. At look at your uncle there. Your uncle is now he's almost turning 40s, but he's still staying pamanyumba ya pamanyumba yake mamsunga akabwera pano, but afuna okwanisa 40 alibe nyumba yake. Me, I'm like, that's him.
On my own life.
Uh, yeah, it's his own life, but yeah, the person he's talking about is also my uncle, but at some point he used to work for Zambia in Chisamba. Then they transferred him to a Zambia outlet, the one that is in Petauke. Now, after some time, he stopped working completely, and that's how he stopped renting houses. Now, ankalache panyumba pavambuya, my grandmother's house, my late grandmother's house in Petauke. The late grandmother's house is more or less like a community house where
The
if
family house.
if everyone wants to go and stay, that's where you go and stay, because people never sold it when she died anyway. So if everyone wants to go and stay, but yeah, you don't have where to stay. You've been evicted by your landlord and everything like that. You just go on that grandmother's place. So at that grandmother's place, there was also my aunt. She's the one who keeps that house, and when she's tired of keeping that uncle of mine, she sends him away, and wherever he goes to stay, nobody knows. I'm like, no, I can't manage. I won't manage that kind of a life. But I have to start my own
To
life, a
save
stable
face.
one, and everything like that. No course. Nyokos. Then the other option would be like kunkalirira kuno, no coming back. that one, that one can only wait if for example, if I find a job, if I find a stable job where people are willing to pay me, are willing to treat me like a regular worker on a good salary and everything like that. Because when you are working here, the issue about renting apartments and everything, it's not really a big deal. Yeah, some of these apartments, some of these houses, they are like what do they call those? They're like furnished houses, kind of a thing, where you find beds are already there, sofas already there, TVs already there. Yeah, so you would like to start in that kind of a setup. It's not a big deal. So nikunkala. That can be the other option. But that is it.
But won't you miss back home? Won't you miss your family?
Um,
Like, if you just meet, okay, maybe you just come. I don't know.
then yeah, if I come, but pano, like to be honest, pano, I'm kind of homesick, you know. Um, I just want to be home. Like basically, here I don't have much friends per se. I don't really even have a lot of friends here. I only have very few friends. Most of them are actually this year is their final year. Some of them are going, will be coming back to Zambia, some of them, and I'll be here almost all alone, lonely. Uh, there used to be the guy we from Uganda. We used to be in the same department, same course, same program. My guys, first he left like 3 months ago. At first he told us that he went to Istanbul for business. Then the entire semester break in February, we saw that the guy was nowhere to be seen to come back. March, the guy never came back. So I asked his friend, the guy who came a year later than us, also from Uganda. I asked like, "Ah, bro, where is Valerian?" I know the guy is in Uganda. He's doing business. "Ah, what do you mean he's doing business in Uganda? What about here? When did he leave?" "Ah, no, he left a long time ago." "Is he coming back?" "Ah, he may come back. He may come back. He may come back." "How about the school? Did he register for class?" "Ah, I don't know." I'm like, damn, this is complicated. Then from my side, when I try to call the guy, he doesn't pick up the calls per se. You know, when I try to call a direct line, it doesn't go through the direct line, meaning that there is no hope that the boy might come back. Probably he left. Probably the department, our course is just too hard for him to cope. But he was pretty doing fine. Now you
Maybe you
just
got tired.
eh?
You got tired. He's feeling like he's homesick, but you just have to finish anyway. There's nothing you can do.
Probably Nuvo course. I have a computer engineering. The course that I'm really studying is kind of hard, to be honest. New course, kulivama programming, kulivama projects here and there. It's hectic. It needs a lot of time and everything. It needs a lot of your time. Mm? A lot of your time. You do things. You need to be ever busy on it for you to progress it well. That's computer engineering. And when I managed to get a degree in it, trust me, it's going to be a testimony. Even in church, I would say it as a testimony in church. By the way, here the issue of church is going to church. If you are a spiritual, for example, you like church, you love church, and everything like that. Here it's a very hectic and difficult exercise to find a church. There, there are little or none, you know. So the only things that you'll be seeing up and about are mosques, you know, basically, because these people of ours, yeah, Christianity here, Tesan. So you would be finding mosques and about up and about. Find a church. Probably maybe you have to travel to another city, another town here and there. So it's another scenario altogether. Mm. But Dakamba,
God.
mm.
You can go to sleep tomorrow. You have class, right?
um, no, there's no class tomorrow. They are having some festivals. These people, like, they've just finished the Ramadan thing, so they're having some nice time together. They're going to have suppers. They're going to have ceremonies and stuff like that. Do ABCD. So basically, there will be no class until Thursday. Mhm. Until on Thursday, ndepetiza kapumzika. So that's why that's why when you look around, I am all alone in this room.
So where are the
Like,
people? Your friends are from which countries?
they are locals. They are from here. They just come from other cities across
Oh,
this country. It's kind of a big country, but it's nice to travel to other parts of Turkey. Like, it's really nice and everything. They've got very beautiful cities and everything like that. Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of a nice place. Mm, this one where I stay in, maybe because I'm too used to it. I'm too used to it, but it's not really a very big city per se. This is a place like of slightly less than a million people, slightly less than a million. Yeah, but it's a well functioning town, a well functioning city, very clean and everything like that. Mm. It's a very clean, whatever, safe and all that. You can even walk at night. Like, even this time you can walk outside alone without getting afraid of anything, without getting afraid of no anybody, no someone is going to attack me and everything like that. It's really safe. Yeah. But the only bad thing about it, we are not we are we are not serviced by some airport where you get to travel to another city with a plane. There's nothing like that here. But the only thing they gave us are just a high speed train. So if you want to get into a high speed train, that that can go like from Chipata to Osaka in 4 hours, something like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, yeah, that it's just by this place, this kind of a place. Nuko. And those things are very cheap than a bus. They are cheap even in Zambia. Just like in Zambia, trains are cheaper than buses, but Nakuno, it's the same thing.
yeah, I
Mm.
hate so.
Well, Takamba, unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. You're just flowing. We
It's
had
un-
a nice time talking. Yeah, anyway,
mm, it's unbelievable. Where is your audience? We're not going now, but
we got three people in the house. They're not commenting. Thank you for coming. Kindly give me a thumbs up. And you can say hi to my. Kindly
mm,
comment down below and say hi to my. Yeah, the what? The
mhm.
visitor.
Hello, hi, hello, hi, Mr. Wesley, if he's still there. Yeah, I've pretty talked about a lot of stuff. So basically, Florence, um, this the word that I've typed in this private chat to keep study scholarships. Yeah, you can actually copy this and paste it on Google search. Yeah, whatever
Okay.
you find there, then it will you click on some 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 form of the web. It will lead you to some form of the website. Mhm.
Okay.
You just paste it on Google. It will lead you to some form of the website. What do I want to do? Oh, 2 hours. Outwalanda. Hmm?
I we lost.
Wait. Yes, you you go to where it's written Turkey Boosters Scholarship System Falan Fan Girish. Yeah, that's where you go. Then you click. Yeah, that's if you go on Google. Yeah, you can do it at your own time, no? Mhm. Especially when you want to upgrade your studies, for example. But for the sake of those who are interested, mm, mm, ah, it's another. Turkey Boostary Scholarships. Turkey Boostary Scholarships. So you type that on Google, then you'll find various search results, and one of the search results you actually find where it's written Turkey scholarships. You click there, and it will lead you to some form of a web, a website, kind of a platform. So that's where you'll find a lot of information about whatever you want to know, what programs they offer, when the scholarships come out.
I think
Um,
wait. I think that video will be the video before. We'll also go live tomorrow so that you tell me how to go about it, the process of application there on the web. Yeah,
mhm. Mm.
I'm tired
So
now,
yeah,
so it's a good night.
Wale Maka, 01,
Hey,
it's 0130, 01.
thank you for coming. I really appreciate.
Um, you are most welcome. Thank you for inviting me on your platform. Yeah, I've been looking forward to meet to feature on this particular platform. Like whatever
Like
I
you've
was
been planning to do it for a long time.
Yeah, I know, but you were tripping. You would go like and go forever without being seen. You know. So me, I would wonder like, Uyo Mundu,
At the serious so one.
does she break promises? Namushan.
Nah,
So
but maybe I don't usually break promises. Just that maybe I was just busy. But the bad part is that no, the bad part is that I wasn't maybe communicating to you,
hmm yeah,
and I'm sorry for that. I need to apologize.
don't worry, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So
Just
today I was like, hey, if I don't go just live with this person, who think I'm not just serious. Like I just break promises. So I just remember that I need to go live. There's nothing I can do. I just have to do it.
hmm no, like
Yes.
yeah, I just thought like maybe the following day we may not be able because there would be my roommates bangabwele and everything like that. So Monga Monita Takambila, I don't think they can allow it because they would be like busy trying to sleep here and there. And
Yes.
there's also another part of the room. This this side, this side, it's complicated because the internet is a bit very weak there. So even and the internet Wi-Fi is a bit very weak there. I would have been freezing over and over. Still communicate, but we've tried. We've tried. We've spoken in keys
You're not
stuff.
just trying, but you've done it. Like you've done it.
We've spoken a
At
lot of.
first, it was a little bit complicated because you're trying to.
Mm,
The network was going and coming back, but at least the voice was there.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
like I've spoken a lot of key stuff. Basically, as bebatamba bazafitambira ku mafacebest uku kwasala uku it's just kushimikako stuff about life perhaps.
Yeah, they'll get the important information. Thank
Mm.
you very much. It's a bye for now. You can say bye to my viewers. Bye.
Thank you everyone, thank you for featuring me. Let me leave now.
They're going to call you again. So bye guys. Thank you for coming. Bye bye. Take care.